Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, and welcome to Command Power, the show in which we discuss all things Magic the Gathering with a focus on Commander.
And welcome to another episode of our card spotlight series in which I highlight a card that I think should see more play in Commander. But before that, just a quick reminder to click subscribe if you enjoy my videos. We're well on our way to 1 million subscribers and your support means everything to me. And today we're going to be talking about Phantom Steed. For 3 colors and 1 blue, it's a creature, Horse Illusion, 4/3 with flash, and when Phantom Steed enters the battlefield, exile another target creature you control until Phantom Steed leaves the battlefield. Whenever Phantom Steed attacks, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of the exiled creature, except it's an illusion in addition to its other types. Sacrifice that token at end of combat. So I'm really high on this card, and I absolutely love it in a lot of different decks, and I'm really surprised that it doesn't see more play in the format. Why is that? Because the floor and the ceiling for this card are both pretty decent. At its worst, it's a 4/3 flash that can exile a creature and then maybe get a little value by attacking with it. But at its best, it can protect your creature and rebuy enter the battlefield triggers over and over and over. So there's a ton of different cases that you can use this in. You could use it in response to removal, which is my favorite way to use it. Keep mana up at the end of your turn. If somebody goes to kill your creature with an ETB, you flash this in and exile that creature. And then during your turn, you get to untap with this and attack immediately. Ideally, you're attacking an opponent that can't kill it. And when you do, you're going to get another copy of that ETB creature, which is obviously great value. The other thing to note is that you also get the creature again if they kill the horse. So as soon as you exile a creature with this, it's very hard for you to lose value because it triggers on leaving the battlefield. So if somebody kills the horse after it's exiled something, you're getting that creature back no matter what, which is great for creatures with enter the battlefield effects, which is where this card is at its best. But that's not the only time you could use this effect. It's also incredibly good against a board wipe. Say you have something huge like an Elish Norn in play that you really want to keep safe from somebody board wiping. You can flash this in and exile that Elish Norn in response to the opponent's board wipe, and then the board wipe's going to happen, the Phantom Steed is sadly going to die, and Elish Norn is going to come straight back into play, leaving you with the only creature on the board, which is incredibly strong. So that's another scenario where this can be very powerful. Another example of a situation in which this can be really good is with creatures with death triggers, because actually the token copy you're creating is going to get sacrificed at the end of combat. It's not quite as good as the other mods because you're not getting the initial death trigger because you're going to have to exile it with your Phantom Steed, although of course you can get around that by using creatures with leaves the battlefield effects. But anyway, even if you have a creature with a death trigger, you're still going to get to trigger multiple times if you get to attack with your Phantom Steed multiple times, which is not that unlikely. So a pretty simple card that you can pair this with is something like Muldrifter or Cloudblazer. Those are cards that your opponent is not usually going to waste removal on, so you can wait until it's almost your turn when most people maybe have tapped most of their mana, flash this in, exile the Cloudblazer or the Muldrifter, and then just attack. And at the very least, you're going to get 1 ETB trigger off of them, which is already good enough for this to have earned its keep. But then if they remove it, you're going to get another trigger. So you're basically guaranteed to get 2 triggers if it manages to attack once. That seems really great with a lot of creatures that have great enter the battlefield abilities these days. In any case, there's lots of cool things and cool little synergies that you can use with this, and there are lots of different scenarios where this is good and very few where it's really bad. So the only downside is really that you have to keep 4 mana up, which is quite a lot. But if you're playing a kind of a flash speed, more reactive deck, then this can be really strong. So there you have it. Those have been my thoughts on this new spoiler. What do you think about this card? Please let me know in the comment section below. I read all comments and respond to all of them too. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click like or subscribe. It really helps the channel. And until next time, take care. Woo!